Good night, everyone, and we are live. It is Tea Time Tuesday, and I am back from my little hiatus, and it's time to get to it. So it's Tea Time Tuesday, so I'm going to be dishing a little bit of tea at the end. It's a little bit of an observation that a friend of mine pointed out to me that I didn't even recognize because I don't really follow some people's lives like that, celebrities I'm speaking about. And oh, I see someone's here. Thumbs up, hearts. Awesome. I am already getting interaction without even having to prompt you guys. So awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. So I'm going to use my phone to see where these, who's saying, who's giving reactions, but say hi. Right. So I am Cassia Marina, fondly known as the Branding Queen. I am your brand strategist, Squarespace website designer here at CDB Design Studio, where I help businesses have a major edge in increasingly competitive markets. So I'm going to keep track because I know sometimes this eCam just does not show me the comments. I am your brand strategist, Squarespace website designer. Cool. Okay, so the comments are coming up. Hey, Abby, thanks for all the love. Where did it go? All right. Yes, and the thing is, when you watch things natively from Facebook, you get to see like who's watching. So I need you all to say hi if I want to see it from eCam. So tonight I want to have full view of who's watching, so I can say hi to you guys even if you're being shy. Hey Shannon, hey Aurelia, hey Akila. April is in the house. All right, so I am not going to keep you guys waiting. I'm going to start and get straight to the brand audits. But remember, stay to the end for the tea I'm going to dish. All right. Oh, house cleaning first, or house rules, or however you call it. Share this live. Remember to be interactive. Ask questions if you have questions. If you disagree, I would love to hear your thoughts on things. Let's keep it interactive. Let's keep the discussion going and moving. And yeah, just interact. And also, most importantly, in addition to giving thumbs up and hearts, share this live with someone else. They may learn something from it. I see Crystal and Kaylin is watching. Good night, everyone. All right, so since Shannon is on, I'm going to start with Shannon's site first. Well, she didn't have a site. She dropped the Facebook page. So this one will be a brand audit. So let me pull up the screen. All right, so we have Shannon's page. It's called Flavors by Shannon. So off the bat, I think the logo is a bit busy. All right, so let me bring it up. So the logo is a bit busy. Pink, I'm not sure I am really feeling the color pink. Maybe you might have a reasoning why you chose pink and green, but that's fine if pink is what you chose because that's what connects to you, by all means. I probably would not have used pink and green because it's a little bit too much on the same level in the color spectrum, so it's very bright. Maybe that might be what you're going for, but I would include like some pastel shades of the pink or the green, or introduce some gray so that it tones it down a bit. But right now it's a bit very like loud. I think it's also a little bit busy in terms of the symbolism here in the circle. You should have probably stuck with one strong icon. Yeah. So you could have a graphic designer would be able to combine all four, or just focus on three things that is very memorable to your brand and what stands out about you. So this is what you have to keep in mind. Oh, before I continue, this is a brand audit, right? So on the Tea Time Tuesdays, it's like we're sitting down at tea and I'm dishing the tea and you have 3 minutes for tea. I'm sure I already went over these 3 minutes and then at the end you're dismissed, right? But I'm gonna try and do time myself for 3 minutes starting from now. So 9:05, 9:08 is where I stop. Right. So in terms of this logo, I would find a way to create a unique icon that speaks to your brand and what your brand is about. And one of the important things about branding is to figure out, well, one, who is your ideal client and what makes you unique. So what is unique about your business? What sets you apart from the competition? And you want to communicate that uniquely, visually through your brand visuals. One of the most common things that people lean on is the logo, which people lean on logos way too much in their imagery. It's a cohesive thing, branding. It's not just the logo. So this is my feedback on the logo. It's very interesting. Now, I don't want this to seem like it's just all like critical, and I want it to be constructive. So I am pointing out what stands out to me at first. But other than that, everything else is fine. This is a very interesting concept. Something else has come into mind is that this circle kind of reminds me of a plate of food. So yeah. On the cover photo, this is also a little bit busy. The color here in the logo doesn't seem to be the same shade of pink. So in branding, consistency is important. So that's another thing you might want to look at in terms of, from a brand perspective, you want to have consistency. With this cover photo, what I would have done again when it comes to consistency is these icons. I would put them in either green or pink. Because you are in the food industry, there's meaning behind color. So I would recommend to put your icons in green. And as we see here that the food items are indeed in green. So all of this, I'll put this in green, these icons. So you want to have that consistency throughout your visuals. So right now there's a lot happening in terms of how many visual elements on the page, and I'm not really sure where to start first in terms of how the eyes read the graphic. Because first, this is jumping out to me, and then I look at the food, and then somehow my eyes then looks at the heading. The heading does not stand out to me, and I believe that that should be the first thing they want to read because this is your headline. And again, consistency. We have one shade of pink here, another shade of pink here, and another shade of green. It's not the same as this one. And then we have these other colors going on here. And I'm kind of wondering, well, how did we arrive at these colors? And then we have the watermark in the background, which I think is a nice touch, but it should be a little bit lighter. So that is it for this brand audit. I hope this has been useful and given you some stuff to think about. If you would like to do a in-depth brand audit, just let me know and I will let you know the process for that. Hi Dara, good night. So the other one that we're going to do, I'm going to leave the website audit for last, is this Facebook page, and we're going to look at the branding on this one. So this is Majestic Babies Nursery School. So the first thing that comes to mind is that the logo is very intricate. Now, a logo should not be this intricate because it has to be scalable to very small, and well, you can always scale something very big. I don't know if this was done in vector format, but if this is done not in vector format, then you will have problems scaling it to like making it a poster or a banner. When the time comes, it may get pixelated. So that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, a logo should definitely be something that's a little, well, a lot more simplified. The concept is fine, but it doesn't really strike me as a logo. It seems more like a picture. But I do love the colors. It does speak to the industry that she is catering to. So the pink and the blue are on point. The yellow is also a good touch, and the greens, I like the color scheme. I like the girl. I just think that she should be a lot more simplified and not so intricate. So the cover photo is not exactly a design that was designed to be a cover photo, but she used a flyer. I would advise from a branding perspective as well that you take inventory of your social media pages and put graphics that suit the purpose of the page. So it should not really be a flyer. You should have a cover photo that is a summarized version of this flyer. So you're not going to put all the information. You would put the information more in the caption over here. On this side, which I see there's a lot of information, but break it up into paragraphs because it's a lot on the eyes, and most people aren't going to stop and read it when it seems so very text heavy. So you have all this information here to read and then all this information here, and it takes me a while to find the information that I want. So I do eventually find the phone contact, but the main thing is for a preschool. Yeah. So you see, this is big, but I don't see it. It doesn't stand out to me. Even though it's big, it's blending in with everything that's happening on the page. This flyer is very busy. I don't know if you all saw it, but my eyes went first to the center, and I'm trying to sift through where my eyes should begin. So when you're designing, it should have good hierarchy in the design so that your eyes know where to start, where's the beginning, where's the end. And everything is evenly all over from left to right, so I'm not sure where to start. So for me, as a parent, the first thing I want to know is what age group that they serve, then the hours, and then how can I contact you? So I would have probably put serving this age, the time frame here is good, but it should have been organized better. Hope that makes sense. But I love the kids. I love that there are different races of kids and they're all smiling. So it's very inclusive, and it doesn't, there's no prejudice shown to say like, okay, we only serve black kids, or, it's good for this type of business to show a mixture of races in your imagery, because people do pay attention to that. Subliminally, you will not realize it. Okay, I think I went over 3 minutes, but before I wrap up, because I think I spent too much time on the flyer, I do love that there's a video. In 2018 and for a few years now, video is king. So as much as possible, when you can post video on your Facebook page, it's a great way to gain visibility, and going live as well, because going live is even more organic, and the Facebook likes when you use their tools. So go live and use the platform. So video is great, but going live is even better. So have a healthy mix of both. So that's a general tip for everyone who has a Facebook page. Don't just post pictures. Don't just post flyers. Make sure to have video and give something of value, not just talk about your business, talk about your business, talk about your business. All right, so that's it for that one. Majestic babies, you are dismissed from your tea session. And we are moving on to a website. Okay, so first off, I love that it's very clean. And the next thing that I come across, I like the icons. But then at first, I look at here and I got a little confused. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Is it a party? Because based on this graphic, it reminds me of party flyers. This one reminds me of a party flyer. This one reminds me of a party flyer. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Then I see the cruise ship and I look at the different locations and I see, okay, right, these are probably some vacation packages. Then I scroll back up and I realize there isn't anything to really communicate that. So what is missing here is a header or title, I should say a title that is saying, take a look at our packages, and some subtext to accompany it to explain a little more about what they are going to experience when they click. So it's good that they have more info, but it takes you a while to understand what's happening. Now, there isn't much to scroll down to, but I really love the shade of purple that they used. So I'm guessing this is their brand color because I see it happening here. I'm not sure if this is their logo or if this is just something they decided to use on the design of the website. But my next question was MGT. So I see the name says multifaceted travel, so I'm not sure where the G comes in. And then I read at the bottom, they say, okay, maybe there's something that I'm missing. And it says Multi Travels LLC. So I'm a little confused as to why it says MGT, because right away I'm thinking management. The other thing to keep in mind is I see that the images in the background aren't intentionally blurred. It just looks like it's blurry photos. So if you're selling travel especially, and just in general, you want to have high quality photos on your website. So look into using high quality photos, and if possible, have some type of overlay behind, transparent overlay, where you can still see the photo, but have enough color that the text is easier to read, or consider using another color that is going to contrast with any photo that swipes across the screen. So those are my first thoughts on this landing page. I forgot to keep time, but I think it's already 3 minutes. But I really love these icons. I think they're adorable. And on websites, you want to use icons in different places. If you look at your favorite websites, you'll see that they use icons to describe whatever they are talking about. So, for example, they have an icon of a pineapple, and then they have eat. They have an activity icon, play, and, so forth and so forth. So I'm going to click on eat and see where that takes me to. Okay. So eat didn't take me anywhere, but play took me to here. So just like the last page that we did the audit for Majestic Baby's Nursery, break up the text into paragraphs, and based on what you're talking about in each paragraph, put some icons to keep it interesting, to get people to continue reading what you have to say. Because I'm going to skim over this and probably try to find the information that I want easier on another page that has it. Because the fact is people are lazy, and you want to make it easy for them to consume what you have on your site. So even though this isn't a lot of text, you need to break it up, and it's not so much about putting less text, it's just to break it up and keep it interesting and have white space. White space is very important. So breaking up your text is a way of making use of white space. All right, and the tease session is up for multifaceted travels. But overall, I love the website. It's very clean, it's inviting, and it makes me want to read. Even though on this page, the text isn't broken up, I really do love the experience I'm having on the website, and it seems very thoughtfully planned out. Just from looking at the homepage, how they organize eat, play, relax, I really like it. All right, so those are the brand audits that I'm doing today, and it's already 20 minutes. So we are out of time for brand audits tonight. Those that I did not do audits for did not drop their email, and to qualify for tonight's brand and website audits, you had to drop your email in the comments along with saying I want in. All right, so let me just drink a little bit of water, and I have to tell the persons who this applies to when this is done. But if you are catching the replay, let me know if this was useful to you and what you thought of the feedback. So the little bit of tea that I found interesting, see if we can make this large again. Right. So the little bit of tea that I found interesting that brought to my attention is Cardi B. So everybody is aware that Cardi dropped her new album, and I've been enjoying it. Those of you who are familiar with me, I love to listen to trap music while I work. It keeps me focused, and it's very strange, but somehow that music just gets me in a zone, and I just get lost in my creative zone. So I've been taking in Cardi B's album, and this evening while listening to her, a friend of mine pointed this out to me, and I wanted to share this. So I didn't really know like all the history with her and whatever his name is, but I know she's engaged, and I know that she's pregnant and all that good stuff. But all that stuff she's singing about in her music, the breakup stuff, there's like, she did a Beyonce, right? It's like, really? How? It's like, yeah, he cheated on her, etc., etc., etc. So while all the women are, like, yeah, men are this, that, and the other, we go off on that tangent, not knowing, they're still holding it down at home, building their family, and we just get so caught up in the hype. And this is where I'm going to kind of pull it back and bring it into branding. It's a model that works. The fact is, people love the drama, and they know this. So this is why they sing about what they sing about. Yes, it's relatable, etc., etc. But if she sang songs mostly about just being in love, yeah, it will probably make hits, but people like drama more. So she'll get more sales with the drama and dishing all that tea in her music. It's like people thrive on this kind of stuff. So that's how she packaged her brand, etc. So just something to think about. I just find it so ironic because everybody is just like, oh, they're so happy for Cardi and all her success, and she's engaged and she's this. But at the same time, they are nodding their heads to all of that mess. And when I say mess, I don't mean it in a bad way, but mess as in the drama and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I'm going to put up all the nudes on Instagram and blah, 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 blah. But in real life, that's not really what's kind of happening. Like, I don't really know what she's doing behind closed doors. But the point is, you package your product to suit, right? Packaging isn't just about, this stuff, but it's just how you present your item to the world, and you present it to suit what people are going to gravitate to the most and what's going to make you the most money. So that is my tea tip for today, and I just wanted to point out, if anybody else noticed that she did a Beyonce, everybody thrived on the lemonade, but then a couple of months later, she's pregnant with twins and she's holding it down. So yeah, don't get caught up on the hype, but marketing and branding at its best. Yes, April, that's marketing at its best. All right, so anybody has any thoughts, any questions, anything they want to ask me, now's the time because I am about to wrap up. So if you all don't have anything else you want to comment or say or keep the discussion going, I think I'm going to end here. And as usual, we're going to have our Tea Time Tuesday every Tuesday same time, same place. So yeah. Okay, so water instead of tea. Yeah, it's been too hot these days, Abby. It's been too hot, but it's still tea. It's still tea here on Tea Time Tuesday. That doesn't mean I have to literally be drinking tea. Also, I'm just trying to up my water intake, to be quite honest. So that's the next thing. So all this heat is making me want to just up my water intake because it has been crazy hot these days. All right, so if you are not on the mailing list, you need to get on the mailing list and head on over and grab your freebie. It's basic to branded, and I'm going to drop the link to that in the comments. Hop on there if you want more tea dishing. I just dropped the link in the comments. And, of course, interested in working together, we have the next link right there. Okay, so one last thing before I go is that next week I'm going to be talking about courses. I have been getting questions about Elevate, and next week I want to talk about how it went. Those of you who are curious about launching your own course, I'm going to give you my feedback and talk about how Elevate was and give you some of the inside scoops. If you have any questions about Elevate, send it, private message me right here, the Branding Queen, and I will address it next week, Tuesday. So that's what's up for next week, Tuesday. Thanks, Abby. So if you haven't liked or shared, now is the time. Do it right now. But that is it for tonight. I think I'm about to say peace.